Hello everyone and welcome. Today we'll be taking a look at a highlight professional Best-of-5 series of StarCraft 2. Joining me here, map number 1, the upper left corner of Maganatha. It is the red Protoss player, hero. And their Protoss opponent, yes, the blue probes warping into the bottom right. It is classic. A PvP, gents. I said it's a best-of-5, but truth be told, it's a PvP. So, you know, hold your horses there. We don't know what's in store for today. And that's kind of the beautiful part of it, I would say. Just let him right on in. Both of them going for identical setups so far. Hero gets that probe in. Likewise, though, Classic has one over on the other side. They're both being annoying. Just slight annoyances at best there. Nobody's going for anything too absurd just quite yet. The bingo card's at the ready, though, I'm sure. As I mentioned, PvP. The expectation is no expectations at the end of the day. We could have blank stalkers, of course. We could have disruptors. We could have surprise archons. Somebody could just throw in a wild card and proxy a carrier somewhere. It's a possibility. Bingo bases galore, of course. Will they actually take their naturals? Is it because they're taking a different base or because the game only lasted 5.5 minutes? Who knows? That's the best part, in my opinion. What an interesting wall-off situation here. The Sim City. Here, Hero making sure to block, I guess, try to keep the probe in since there's no danger of adepts just quite yet. He's keeping the probe in long enough for the sentry to get out and then eventually catch up, deal with them. On the other side, we've got a pylon block going down. Hero halting that nexus just ever so slightly. Battery made on the low ground, making sure defenses are in place. Get that nexus up and running. We have double sentry. Oh, actually more. Triple sentry so far for Hero opener versus Classic opting for the couple of stalkers initially. Usually a telltale for aggression, wanting to perhaps get a bit of damage done. But I'm pretty confident in Hero's ability to fend this off. 3 sentries and 1 battery. Stalkers are good. Okay, my low-level Protoss players, but they're not that good. The sentry's damage per second value is actually rather startling. They're just slow. They're just supportive. Oh, God, that one was close. Just barely. Too much space. Classic. Classic was like the heart skipping a beat there, Hero. Not quite too happy with how that went. If your PvP bingo card has chat anywhere on the space, make sure you mark that because we did get some professional play chatter going on. Hallucinated Phoenix is looking for what's going on with them both. Classic is going for Blink. Hero opting for a Stargate, though, which Classic will undoubtedly know about. Yeah. I'm gonna see that and gets to see the Oracle pop out as well. Twilight Council follow-up. How many Oracles? Is just the one? We're just going for 1 Oracle. Just... okay. 1 Oracle into Twilight. We just want to have the potential for the harassment there, just in case, you know, I'm feeling quite rude or antsy about anything. The Adepts got his shade into the natural. The probes immediately pulled off the line. Out for blood. Stalkers trying to defend as best they can. The battery is not quite here yet. Those Adepts are going to have to get their attack timings in order if they're going to actually kill any more probes. The Oracle looks like just as successful at losing most of its health values. Gets a couple of kills. On the other side, Classic's like, well, we're both Protoss. I can do that too. Guess what? 7 probes for them both. Can't make that up. Somebody lost an additional probe. Oh, they had a pause. The tactical pause. Hero was the one that paused. It's like, how did that happen? Okay, what do you mean you have adepts too? Ref, isn't this a pick ban system? I used adepts first. That means he shouldn't be allowed to have adepts. A possibility. Certainly sounds like something Terran players would say in a TVT, which is not the case at all. If your opponent's making battle cruisers, guess what, kids? Go make more battle cruisers. You can. Bye, Oracle. Oracle will not have any more success there. Most of the Stalkers able to blink into the main. Timmy left behind because he doesn't know how the blink button works. Getting up onto the high ground there. Stalkers moving up. Will actually pick up a recall initiated. They got stuck behind the minerals there and actually going to end up losing their lives for a classic. A little bit of a blink blunder there. Going to have a few extra losses, it would seem. What's our unit count even really looking like? I got 7 Stalkers, 2 Adepts still for Hero. The Adepts are just chilling right now. A good thing to have in the back pocket. We run by harassment potential there. The Stalkers, the Stalker wars are beginning. They both have blink. They're both trying to increase the numbers. Both taking a 3rd base here. We'll see what actually really gets to come of that. Classic has added on a Robo going for Immortals. No sign of that. Hallucinated Stalkers from Hero, actually. Gonna make the Stalker count look a bit stronger than it is. Make sure you keep all of the real Stalkers outside of the Guardian Shield for maximum wasting on that efficacy. Sentries picked off. Stalkers, one of the Hallucinated actually eating some of the shots, but it is not going to be enough. The Adepts shading into the main base, go after some of the probes. Hero will not be denied at least a little bit of damage. Defenders called to the home front, we could say, not quite to the front line. Stalkers moving in yet again. Classic ready with the blink. Hero the counter blink, making sure that we stay exactly the same distance apart from each other. Yes. Picking off one of them. Hero feeling sassy, perhaps. The blinks back and forth. Reinforcements from Red, though, catching Blue a bit off guard. Oh, the defensive blink. Hero saving what Stalkers he can. Blinking forward, picking them off. Hero, coming in with the reinforcements, the blink micro. Who's actually winning at this point? It's PvP. The viewers are winning, of course. They're the only ones that do walk away from this cleanly. Actually, relatively even, I will say. Worker count just ever so slightly in favor of Hero, but it looks like Classic's about to really even that up, finish it, because Hero's making 1 probe and Classic's making 3. Guess what? That means we're both gonna wind up at 63. Yeah. Past that, what are we making? Got a Prism coming up. Templar Archives for Classic, for Blue. I have some Archons, I would wager. Not quite. I can't imagine it's for Storm. I'd be very surprised, very shocked if one of these two goes Storm in a PvP. Even with, everything that's happened, all of our discussions and changes with Storm, I'd be a bit surprised about that. But yeah, I'm much more inclined to say it's for things like Zealot Archon. We're going to start moving up in the tech paths, and neither one of them seems to want to play too much with the Disruptor, at least so far. We'll see if decisions change once the Archon count rises, because the Disruptors, one of the things they do quite well is hunt Archons in this composition, in this matchup. Hydration alert, kids. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Take care of yourself, okay? So, Disruptors, Archons. Archons are slow. They can't get out of the orb. That's why. Stalkers can blink. Zealots don't care. The Zealot will just get on top of the Disruptor and say, bite me, come on. The Archon, though. Disruptor deals with the Archon pretty reasonably. Observers picked off, looks like. Reinforcing warp in battle. Looks to be going towards Classic's 3rd base yet again. Prism, I don't know how I feel about the Prism being here. Like, harassment run by potential, even just like 4 zealots in this base would be causing some serious havoc. But the havoc, the chaos will be here. They're going to use the prism instead for a bit of drop micro, just try to defend a few things. Archons shredding their way through the zealots. The stalkers blinking around, go after the prism. We'll actually get it. herO's zealots over in the natural, getting a lot of damage done. The battery, energy recharge used on that battery. Classic's defenders on the left having a bit of trouble. Reinforcing zealots warped in. Classic's defenders having a lot of trouble in the natural, though. The probe's in peril. And that is going to be enough. herO is gonna take map number 1. Map number 2 in this series shall be the very appropriately Protoss named Pylon here. The upper left corner shall belong to the victor of map number 1, undoubtedly. Feeling a bit good, it is herO. Which means the bottom right, yet again, we have our blue Protoss probes of Classic. Both of them playing quite well, actually. Taking jabs at each other, harassment tools being used. They were relatively even, it seemed, it felt, until really the bitter end there. herO got in exactly, I think, where Classic wasn't quite expecting herO to go. Got the zealots into the natural and just cleaned house with that. The army was kept at bay long enough that natural was cleansed of classical influence, yeah, through heroic measures. We will see what actually comes of map number 2 here. Will we have a bit of the same? I will say that first one, that was a very gentle. That was a very delicate, gentlemanly macro PvP. Like we both just agreed we're gonna go for mid-game stalkers and charge zealots and sprinkling of archons. We're gonna have like 4 archons total, and then that's it. Like, wait, really? Nobody's like, what, 4-gating or proxy stargating? No, nobody's got a robo behind somebody's third base? What? It's madness, chaos, honestly, havoc, strife, and anarchy. Yes, all fantastical words to describe the same thing, PvP. Double stalker on the way for herO yet again, liking that initial opener. Classic appears to be changing it up just ever so slightly. Instead of going for the triple sentry at the start, there is going for 1 sentry, 1 stalker. I do like the setup when I go through a PvP, which I'll say is thankfully not terribly often. When I go through PvP, I like this one that Classic's doing, because you get 1 sentry just to start building up energy for hallucination without, I would say, an overcommitment. Going triple sentry at the start for me just feels risky. And when I'm doing it, it's like, okay, I'm about to die, because the likelihood of my low metal league level Protoss opponent 4-gating me is really quite strong. So you have to make sure you're not going too hard on sentries. Gonna get some stalkers in there, get a battery or 2. Triple stalker here for herO. The PvP dance we all know and love. Oh. The battery, I feel like, really just shuts this down. Like, herO's just draining battery energy for fun, it feels. Like, starting to take some hull damage on these stalkers. You probably want to start rethinking some life decisions, maybe, because we end up losing these. It can have a bit of a cascading effect, a snowball, so to speak. On the other side, that's a prism. And that is not a hallucinated prism. No, it's a very real prism. Yeah. Twilight Council on the way there. So this is not like anything Blink related. herO just went for a fast robo. Okay, that is very different than the last round. And likewise, on the other side, very different from Classic. We've got a Stargate. Looks like the prism was destroyed. Picked off. Is that accurate? That is accurate. So the Phoenix gets to be decorative for a few minutes. Could come here and lift up a Stalker. Oh, he's going for that one. He gets the lift. Classics reinforcements gonna get here just in time to clean that up, but not quite in time to save the probes from the adepts. Stalker defense is trying their best. 7 picked off so far. Uh-oh. Not looking too fantastic, I will say. Although, that's the same point. Like, 9 probes have been lost. They're even, okay? Like, Classic had an advantage. He had some extra to lose. He didn't want to lose any, of course. How many Phoenix? Just 1. Okay, so Classic, I think, was doing this more as a response to the Prism than more of a I want Phoenix decision. It wasn't like we're going for any type of Phoenix Colossus type of composition. No, this was, I'm gonna just go hunt your Prism down. Which is probably fine. The Phoenix can be used to lift up the Immortal, which I think is a massive win. I was right for it. Probes are pulled. Probes called to battle. Lasers used at the front of depth. Shading behind. Actually going to block the ramp for a moment here. That's quite a good decision. Classic getting to pick off some of these Stalkers. The Phoenix coming in handy, really disabling the Immortal for most of that engagement. It's going to let the Stalkers survive. Blink? No blink. Really, herO's going for blink, but not Classic. Classic is adding on the Robo. There's no Twilight. We're going Twilight free. What? Just kidding. Thank God we have a Twilight. Okay. I'm about to have to shred the bingo card in half because things are just not making any sense. Blink about to finish up for herO. Really probably wishes it was done 10 seconds earlier to snap that Oracle, but either way, it's done now. I heard Observer Siege up, but probably not going to be any major decision, major issues. Here we've got herO with just about as ragtag of a mercenary group as we can. Really, 4 Stalkers. We're going to attack with 4 Stalkers, 1 Immortal, and some harsh language. Okay, that'll get him. Really, for sure. The Twilight finish up. Okay, phew. You all saw that, right? It was Glaives for a second. And I was about to lose it. But no, thank God. It is Blink. Okay, so we're getting Blink. It's just going to be, I think, way too late to actually let Classic be out on the map and have that map control. Classic, I think, is going to have to sit back and defend for at least a few minutes here. And it looks like herO is interested in doing just about the same. I'm guessing we're getting another gentlemanly macro type of PvP. I feel lied to. Okay. The loading screen said Protoss versus Protoss. What is this? Hallucinated Phoenix gets to see everything that herO really needs to see at this point. Sees the army up at the 3rd base here. Loses the Phoenix, but that is totally fine. Charge on the way for herO. Now this is a nice advantage that herO could press. Having Blink done so much earlier means, guess what? You can have Charge done so much earlier, too. And Charge Zealots are not to be trifled with. Not in the slightest. Very scary creatures. Templar Archives finishing up now for Classic. Could leverage that. Doesn't quite have, I would say, enough Vespene to really put it into good use. We can only afford 1 Archon right now. Like, okay, 1 Archon is only slightly better than no Archons, which makes it better, I'll say, than Mutas, because having 1 Muta is actually worse than having 0 Mutas. And I think we can understand. That was a hallucinated probe. Why? Why are we hallucinating probes? We'd like the idea. Yes, I want the illusion that I'm working. It's like you're trying to look busy just so somebody doesn't bug you. I think we all get that. I think that's a fair thing to describe. Immortal count 3 to 3. They're both, I would say, actually relatively even. 2 Archons. He's working on a 3rd, actually. The Zealot count, the Stalker count, the Immortal count, dead even, really. It's the Archons, I think, that are going to be the major advantage. Classic warps in a few more Zealots, as they look to be setting up for a little bit of combat. Hero looking to try to set up multiple engagements. Gets a Zealot behind the lines here, goes for the mineral line. Stalker's going to blink into the natural, or just slowly walk and saunter their way into the natural to get discovered, found. Stalker's trying to blink preemptively. The Prism in the main base carrying the Zealot's going to cause a lot of Zealot-shaped fires for Blue to have to deal with. Classic does deflect Hero's attack over there. The Stalkers will be beaten back. The Immortal in a really nice position will help out. Not, of course, the heavy hitter that he is versus anti-armor, or versus armor things. Zealot's not quite armored. They will be just fine, but still, it was a good spot. I like this little nook here, this immortal nook and cranny. Hero gathering everything together. Army supply, quite even, actually. 110 to 107. It's going to come down, I think, to the execution of this. Who's going to get the better arc, and who has the better arc? Yes. The Archon count does go to Classic, which means he's going to have a better chance at vaporizing the Zealots. But past that, gosh, I'm not sure Hero has the answers to deal with this. Fighting into Classic's concave, the Hallucinated Colossi are a wild card. I didn't quite expect with that. Just to cause a bit of chaos, perhaps. Archon being merged in behind this, but Classic has got this totally fine. I don't know why Hero attacked into such a good defensive position. The Hallucinated Colossus are dealt with, the Immortals proving their names at least to get to be the last thing alive for Hero. But their names will quickly fail the test, fail the check. Classic, I think, has done it. He's broken the army. 19 army supply now for the Red Protoss. Classic just gets to move across the map, charge forward. I think we have ourselves a series. Oh, some reinforcements might have a few things to say about that. Just kidding. They don't. Hero just feeling a little sassy, I guess, with the Stalkers. Classic is going to hold that strong attack and take map number 2. Map number 3 in the series shall be ley lines here. The upper right corner shall belong to our Protoss in red. Can he build up some momentum after that loss? It is Hero. Or will the blue, the bottom left here, the defender from map number 2, will they be able to carry theirs forward? It is Classic. Who's got to be feeling good getting a win on the board? I'll say that's always a nice feeling. Will they be able to carry it forward, though? As I said, the momentum, it can be a powerful factor. That's one, I'd say, possible reason why some of the tournaments have pauses, is to be able to give someone a break. You possibly even break up that momentum. If somebody's winning a lot, you got to consider this, actually, the mental game that some of these players have to consider going through tournaments. You're in a series like this. You're in a best-of-5. You're in a best-of-7 series kind of thing. It's absurd how much you got to do all at once there. And your opponent has just won, let's say, 3 games in a row. Like, it's a best-of-7. They just won 3 in a row. You're like panicking, okay? Thinking, oh my gosh, really, this is how it ends? I'm just gonna get swept? I just mopped and clean the floor with my husk? Sure, okay. But wait, tactical pause. Good. I need a break, Mr. Tournament Organizer. And then the other player, they have to just sit there for like whatever it is, 5 minutes, we'll call it. They have to just sit there and do nothing. Think about the damage that might cause. Losing the momentum, getting out of the rhythm maybe that you were working with there, it could cause a bit of problems. I think it's understandable. Really? Classic. No, he finds it. What? I was watching the mini-map. I was going to talk about it eventually. Hero going for a bit of a proxy robo. Classic, though, going for a defender's robo. It's totally fine. So they're both gonna go robo. And Classic's gonna say, hello there. I know about this. You are not sneaky. Uh-oh. Well, guess what? Classic, you're not sneaky either. The probe will be dealt with. The stalkers get here. They're gonna focus on the pylon. Will they be able to stop it? I don't think so. Oh, the chrono. The chrono's gonna make it fine. The immortal gets out just in time. Slaps down 2 of the stalkers. Oh my gosh. hero just barely squeezing that immortal. So you know somebody was on the other side of that gate pushing. Okay, they did shoulder up against the back of the immortals, trying to fit him through the door. It was a struggle. It was a problem, but eventually got done. The robo now offline. The immortal, content with the minor victory of making it to the battlefield, is going to just waddle and scuttle his way home, apparently. Okay then. Fine. So be it. The adept might be shading in, just causing a little bit of problems. The prism is here for classic. Prism coming home to pick up the immortal. Immortal and a couple stalkers. So they're both going for a similar type of play here. Going for immortals as an opener. Classic wanting to get a bit more fancy, or we'll call it fanciful with it. Thanks to the presence of the prism, we'll be able to do a little bit of the drop micro. We're not going to see the double immortal, the 2 immortal prism shenanigans. The most important factor, I think, is neither of them are going for a second base just yet. The hero fully walled himself in. Yeah. Ooh, classic with the hot pickup there. Denies the attack. Classic also moving some stuff out onto the map. Shading the adepts forward. There's no probe here for any type of battery. The adepts are going to get into the base, which is going to cause a bit of problem. Although one of the adepts is actually very low. So, not as devastating as it sounds, as I'm probably making it feel. Still 6 probes. I mean, come on. And they get out. Nope. Getting sent home in the Protoss version of a body bag, it would seem. The classic is here and is looking to do some damage. The prism's going to give the high ground vision. Immortals are going to tear their way through that warp gate. The army count, I mean the stalker count goes to hero magnificently, but the immortals are really strong at evening up those odds. It's just a kind of a slaughter. It's a bloodbath. Not that stalkers seem to have a whole lot of blood. There's a little bit of blue in there, I guess we could call it. But overall, classic is looking to be quite strong, quite fine for now. We'll see how reinforcements can change that up. There's still 3 gates. He's got a lot of gates in the back, so hero was looking to try to close this out. That was, what, 6 gateways hero had? The recall goes out. Stalkers show up at the base. Immortals, scary. It's scary enough, I will say. The hero's just going to back it up, apparently. They both live for but a moment longer, and hero begrudgingly, reluctantly, apparently, taking the natural, taking the second base. How will Classic respond? Classic is responding so far by remaking the prism. No semblance of the natural of the second base yet for Classic. Not even the probe being pulled off. So I'm gonna say Classic might be trying to end this. Hero leveraging the blank. Classic going for the robo though. The immortals make it a little tough for hero to just bounce right in to blink forward. but at the same time, Hero's got enough stalkers that each volley is rather lethal. Picking off stalkers they can one-shot other stalkers, they can one-shot the sentries. They can't quite one-shot the Immortal, not quite yet, but it's still rather scary. Once everything but the Immortals are gone, suddenly Immortals aren't so scary. They do need a little bit of help. Giving them a bit of a front line really just amplifies their value. The chase. If only we had some epic chase music that we could play. We could just have in the background here. As the Immortals slowly wander their way towards the Stalkers. You get back here. They can't catch the Stalkers, but if they do, oh man. Okay. The Stalkers have to use their agility, their dexterity, or at least their cheating blink technology, try to avoid the Immortals. It's like the horror games, that you don't actually get any weapons. You just have to avoid the monster. Ugh. God, those are awful. Severe damage to my mental health, but you guys like watching me suffer, so it's fine. The Immortals show up at the natural. The Stalkers likewise, though Hero is going to go for the attack as well. Picking off. Oh, the battery coming in handy. Classic denied entry, denied access. Oh, the force fields, they're trying. Classic is kept out for another moment. Hero looking to be in a commanding position in the main base of blue here. The probes, some of the probes are going to be able to get out. Hero's going to be able to go for the infrastructure. Classic's army finally working its way through that first force field wall. The Stalkers are about to show up, though. Blinking forward, starting to target down the Immortals. The Prism's still alive. Could be helping out, but not going to help out tremendously. Probes pulled as well. The Immortal unfazed, still focusing down the Stalkers, but it is just too much. Classic has to tap out Hero with a tactical, strategical recall. There is going to take map number 3. The next map in our series shall be Tokamak here. The blue Protoss here having a bit of a struggle, tough time even just getting into that base. Too many darn force fields these days. The blue in the upper right, it is Classic. And the opponent here, the aggravator, the creator of said force fields in that last one, it is Hero, who really just had a slew of good decisions in there that wound up just kind of catapulting into a solid hold, solid defense. The force fields bought Hero the time. Holy Nexus, what? Nexus before Core. Madman. Okay, Mad Lad here. We spent as much time as possible in map number 3 avoiding making a Nexus. We're like, ugh, God. Expansions, money, macro, keep that away from me. But now, really, we're like, I'm rushing for it. Okay, I'm camping outside at 6:30 in the morning. I'm going to be the first to get that Nexus, and I'm going to Psyblade anyone who gets in my way. Okay, happy Protoss Black Friday to you too. Where was I? So, I don't know. I give up. Whatever. Look at the game. We've got a Stargate for Hero, who hasn't done this since map number 1, where it worked out. We're going to say so-so. It wasn't a tremendous victory. We have a Robo here in the middle of the map for Classic. Is it going to be for an Immortal? Is Classic... Did Classic see Hero do that? And the last one it was like, that's a good idea. I like that. Or will it be something absurd like Observers? No. Time will tell. We'll see in a moment here. Classic's Adepts making their way over. The probe not in a spot I would have expected the probe to be. I'm sorry, we canceled the battery right as the Adept Shades were coming up? Okay then. Well, the Adepts get into the base, start to go after a few of the probes. Classic gets a little bit of damage done here at the very start. Will it be enough to kind of snowball into some major headaches, some major problems for hero? Hero has the Stargate. Classic has shown the choice. It's going to be a prism. This was not going for a type of proxy immortal play. This was rushing, gunning it for a warp prism. Okay. So what's this prism gonna be for, dear Classic? So far it's for saving the hide of the Adept, who is at red health, might I add. Just barely making it out of there. Void Ray, the choice. So not gonna go for Phoenix to shut down the prism. Instead, I guess going for Void Ray. Has a bit more, at least, direct damage applications than the Phoenix. But the Phoenix, of course, being able to lift can help out. The Oracle not really having much of any success. Yeah, that's okay. A little bit of a skirmish here in the middle of the map. The Immortals shows up for Classic, who did wind up using this for Immortals. Just, we're making Immortals in the middle of the map now. This is what we're doing. It's also a forward warp-in, albeit a slow warp-in, a dial-up pylon, which we could make fun of them for, but we're not gonna. It's fine. We know it's not supposed to be a forward warp-in spot. It's just a robo. The Void Ray will not be able to actually get that sentry thanks to the prism showing up. Not wanting to get any initial damage done on the Immortal either. I guess not wanting to even test the waters. Get caught by the Stalkers. Hero doesn't seem to want to lose the Void Ray advantage. A third one on the way as well, so we're Hero going for Void Ray defense at this point. Stalkers are here. Will they be able to hold? That is a lot of batteries. Force fields. Void Rays don't have to care about them, but the rest of the forces do, sure. Reinforcements here for Classic. Prism helping out. Prism gonna put in some serious work. The Immortals will absolutely, I think, tear through the batteries if Hero actually lets them, charging up the Voids. They're too slow. They can't actually get the damage done. Hero, I think just trying to force him away the charge is going to end, which means these Void Rays are going to deal a bit less damage to their armored targets. Phoenix shows up, I think, finally. Finally making that decision. We're making another one? We are. I don't know who's trying to end this game quicker, but they are both seem to be working towards it. Void Ray targeted, focused by the Stalkers. Phoenix lift up one of the Stalkers, try to pin that anti-air capability. If Hero could just get rid of the Stalkers, the Void Rays win this. The Void Rays mop, of course. The problem is, of course, the Stalkers. Phoenix. There's enough energy for one of them to lift. I worry, though. Going for the Immortal. The Stalker's actually gonna pick off the Void Rays. Hero, focusing that Immortal, winds up taking the ground battle and forcing a recall here. An unexpected decision. The choice to just let the Void Rays go. Okay then. So, Hero lets the Void Rays die. Like, you know Classic is wanting to focus them down, so Hero's like, okay, fine. Do it. Come at me. Gives them the Void Rays, picks off everything else. Recall made it out only with, what, one Immortal, one Stalker. So the army supply swings into Hero's favor, albeit some of it is Phoenix C's, of course. Phoenix, this is Phoenix Eye. Grief, good grief, we're going up to 5, 6, okay. Impressive decision. Oracle Stasis will be denied thanks to the bloodthirsty efforts of the probes. Second one will find a bit of success, though will be shut down for a brief bit of time there. Classic decides to extract vengeance and justice on the other side. A hallucinated Immortal, perhaps to give a target for the Phoenixes to lift. The Adepts shading behind. Phoenixes go for the Stalkers instead. The Adepts are here trying, I guess, to pick off some of the Stalkers. The Phoenix are the real, I'd say, linchpin of this. The hallucinated immortal failing at its distractive efforts. Classic's actually going to tap out. Just give the map, give the series. Hero takes it 3-1 with some interesting decisions there at the very end. They're sacking the Void Rays, switching over, just full commitment to Phoenix. An unexpected PvP, which I suppose is exactly what was expected. I said at the very start, the expectation is no expectations, and that's the best way to look at a PvP. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day.